How's it going, everybody? Chapter 11 is pretty cool because it's deals with a modern topic, and which is highly relevant and is going to continue to be even more and more relevant as time goes on. Uh, which brings me to my first major idea from the chapter, which is the impact that technology has had on communication in general, but specifically intercultural communication. And so on page 216, my first quote is: marching toward the persistent beat, we simply cannot resist the tempting rhythm of the internet. The migration toward cyberspace is a way of life, an uncharted territory of time and space. We are now netizens, citizens of the internet, contributing to the internet's use, growth, and great possibilities for cultural and social change. So, this basically conveys what an impact that the internet specifically has had, and how um, the world is kind of getting smaller now because of the ease with which we can communicate with anyone all over the globe. Um, and it kind of mentions this in the chapter too, but I've mentioned before that I work with the elderly. It's kind of interesting to think that like some of the 100-year-old people that I've met 100 years ago when they were born, we were barely out of horse and buggy. Like the car was just becoming a thing that was accessible to most people. And now I'm able to sit here 100 years later during their lifetime and communicate uh, through video chat with classmates um, about communication. So it's interesting. My second major idea ties into the first one, but the technology that is making communication easier and making the world closer, um, it's creating sort of a global identity, and personal and local identity can be lost in the face of that global change. My next quote is on page 233, and it is: as the winds of globalization sweep across cultural borders, one of the most important issues we can address is the issue of our personal identity. Who we are is a reflection of our interactions with others. Oftentimes, we may not be happy with our identity, choosing to question or compare ourselves with others. This is normal. Developing a secure sense of who we are takes time and inner patience, moments of struggling and experiencing. In an age where time is not a commodity, our self view can be transformed in an instant. So this is actually a pretty heavy duty quote because the influence that we receive from all these different global cultures and all these other values and things that are now something accessible to us that we may have not seen before. It's all, it's within a button click away. I kind of see this as being more of an issue maybe like for children or teenagers who are very susceptible to bombardment from things, or people who are still trying to find themselves. Um, but yeah, it's pretty powerful stuff, to have all this kind of come at you at once, when that wasn't the case before, when the values you were taught or what you know and your identity was just you. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've got this week.